know, I'm just sitting here playing shit in my head. And it just got me thinking about life and being honest with myself again. And honestly, when I was on drugs and on the street, I was selfish. I was a fucking asshole. I didn't really care. I acted very noble, but I couldn't give two flying fucks about anything. That's why I burnt myself. That's why I cut myself. That's why I would play Frogger. And, I would look for answers. Just, just about every book and underneath every single rock, but one. It's the only book I never really, I I thought about, and I would talk about it and quote it very well. It's not like I haven't picked up the book, but because before, I was younger, big road of, like six, 5 different chapters of having siblings and everything that we went through. And then left Kent, moved to the Bonnie Lake. Actually had a pretty decent head on my shoulders. Doing yard business, saving money, thinking I was gonna make it big. I think I had a gold mine. Just waiting for it to hatch. But I let bringing people in and the world get the better of me. And don't get me wrong. I was making good money for myself at 19 for the bare minimums that I needed. I didn't have any kids. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't really care for partying. So, 20 bucks here, 60 here, 100 here, save it all up. It was nice money for me. I walked everywhere too. But, I let the work get overwhelming. And I was doing a lot. I was doing yard work. Trimming bushes, weeding, cutting grass, edging. And I wanted to go even further into it, but I just never made it that far. But I was doing all of this shit for like $25, but this was like 20 years ago. I was doing it for $25 for elderly, and I cut you $5, charge. But I just got so much work, and I just slowly just didn't care, and I went after a temporary. And I'm always coughing now. Stop that. Stop trying to shut me up. But I went after temporary enjoyments, pleasures, women, laughter, lazy laughter. They were allowed to do anything for it. Just go find somebody, drink something, play some music, and laugh. That's the best way I can describe it. I love these guys, but they were a distraction. They were decent people, just not great role models. Not really people I should be looking up to. But I did. But I didn't really see him as a father figure. I saw him as an older brother. Maybe that was my downfall. I started just falling into the crowd of just drinking and smoking weed and women. So far that I went down the rabbit hole of sexual gratification that, I went into gay shit. But it wasn't until, I did all that, moved to Tacoma, hung out with the wrong crowd, wrong people, this, that. I was dipping my toe into that world. But I never really jumped in that world fully until I think I was anywhere from 26 to 28. Yeah, about that. That's when MySpace was still around. And, I heard from my ex-wife, pastor's daughter, that our daughter passed away from SIDS. year and a half, and that fucked me up. I missed the majority of her life, and I was up in Washington just already doing the selfish thing. I was talking about wanting to go see her, wanting to fix shit, but I really wasn't doing anything to fix it. And then when I heard that and went to go check out her page, I saw my daughter as a wax doll on MySpace. That does something to you. But I mean, I snapped. I went off the deep end, and I don't know. After the first thing I thought of wasn't running to the book, it wasn't even running to Wicked, and it wasn't running to really any friends per se. More people that could help me, but not in the right way. Spent money for a hotel. Got a lot of drugs, a lot of meth, a lot of liquor, a lot of weed. Had to drag a couple people to the shower. Had to do this, had to do that. I mean, it was just a fucking shit show. And, after that, I left the hotel. And, I didn't really touch the shit after that. I think I left a good chunk of myself at that hotel when I left. And I'm not making, I don't want any of this to be taken as me making excuses, because that was all my choices, all my actions, all my free will. God gives you opportunities to find courage. The devil gives you opportunities to lose it. And I lost it. I played the game and I lost. And, I didn't touch the shit for I think 4 or 5 years until, I met one of my exes and got really into it after during that. Then I became a monster, and she hated it. She hated who she created. That's what she would always say. In some aspects, yeah, she did create a monster, but some aspects I still hold true to the belief that the meth, because I was a very sheltered kid when I was young. I was very shy. I didn't really have much in the swag. I wasn't very, social. And I do feel like the meth kind of helped me break out of that, in a manner of speaking. But, then I never really did any crime per se. I still have a clean record. But one stupid thing, because of a small town in a small, country. And, it was a small town, a girl I knew and was dating. She was pretty much my jury, while the judge was, my lawyer and her lawyer. It was such it was so, BS. But I do have something in my record, but it's not, I have a DV on my record, but apparently, getting home from the bar and having your ex, come at you like this and warn her to back up because I'm having a hard time not wanting to smack you right now. Apparently that gets you thrown in jail on a DV on your record. Though I'm not gonna lie, I put my hands on females and I'm not proud of it. But I'm also not gonna make excuses. You women have a way of getting other guys' skin. And it's like, I can't tell you to shut up and I can't smack you. So I just have to sit there and take it. Bitch, please. Back up or I'm gonna back you up. Look, you wanna talk to me? Cool, we can talk about this, hash it out like adults. Otherwise, shut up. I don't wanna hear it. Especially with all this stupid feminist equality crap. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth. But, I got into drugs. Got into drugs really bad. And I actually, was with a long haul fucking bullshit I'm not too proud of. Ended up getting with my second baby mama. Gave birth to 2 daughters. That was a shit show, because during that time, or a good chunk of that time, we were both doing drugs, and our kids had to pay for it. I'll die on the hill and stand that, I was not as wrong as her, but that's looking at the world from, from our understanding, our view of things. Though I wasn't, I I tried to be social. Even with, especially, but, like when it comes to other people to a point, I mean, I was probably selfish and didn't really have a conscience. But when it came to my own shit, I definitely snapped back a little bit because it was personal. I guess that's more of a grounding of self-centered. It's the only time I actually thought. But I let my drug-induced fucking mindset fucking be controlled, with my emotions. And I allowed her to fucking push my buttons instead of, going like, dude, knock it off. Just get into a pissing match. But things are getting better. I mean, I'm praying a lot more. I think I'm a lot better. I'm clean, and I'm trying to be there for her. Let go of the past. Right now, it doesn't matter who. I mean, I'm not here to play a pissing match. I'm not here to, like, point fingers. Right now, all that matters is that you and me are the best that we can be for our daughters. And if that means to be a friend and a shoulder for her, to make sure she's the woman that I knew that my daughters deserve, then so be it. But that's as far as that goes. I'll be a friend. I'll be there for you if I can. I pray that she finds somebody, a good man, a godly man. But before I did that, I prayed for her to find herself and heal, because she does have a lot of healing to do. But I do wish her well. I mean, I wish everybody, I've done a lot of fucked up shit that I'm not proud of. And I apologize from the deepest part of my heart. And, just because you hurt me or hurt me more, that doesn't make what I did okay. Two wrongs don't make it right. And that's all we humans do. or what treacherous use. That even goes as deep as, getting fronts from people. Oh, well, this guy fucked me over, so I'm not going to, like, front anybody. So now you have trust issues. I mean, which I understand. I get it, whatever. I mean, it's money, money, money. Getting you high does not make me money. And, I sold as well. And I was pretty, I was decent. I was fair. I didn't cut my shit. I mean, I got it from somebody else. So, it might have been cut a few times, but I never cut it. I wasn't, and most of the time when I would actually sell, I was trading more in the aspects of getting stuff. Because during that time, I was seeing my kids, a little bit here and there. And, I made sure they had what they needed. They all had tablets. They all had me. I mean, the one thing they needed, I wasn't giving them, which was me. And that is the pound of flesh that I owe my daughters. I owe my kids. And I'm trying to do better on that aspect to put myself last. Last beyond, I mean, first it goes God, then it goes my wife, then it goes my kids, and then it goes, before it would go me, and then, not really anything else. But now I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. First it's trying to make up for, the fucked up shit I've done, trying to make up for the evil that I've participated in this world, feeding, the devil. Because I also was worshiping, witchcraft and satanic works and looking for answers and some kind of illusion of control and understanding of what the fuck is going on. And it was just arrogance and pride and my own narrative and understanding. I was off the deep end thinking I was an ancient being. I wasn't human. And I think that's like it's definitely not human, despising human. I hated being seen as a human. I was playing games that you just don't play. Believing in, the supernatural and, gifts that I thought I had, but no real proof. No real proof to hold on to. Besides my own delusion and, people backing up who and what I said. It's like a placebo effect, I think, more on how everything worked out with some stuff, my gifts that I believed I had. People would, back up what I said, and then that would feed into somebody that was having a problem that I would latch onto and say I could take care of it. And then they thought it was taken care of. And in my understanding now, that was just feeding it, giving everybody else the illusion that it went away, when it really didn't. It didn't go away. And I mean, I've had real interactions, like, because I mean, I remember like the 4 guys I used to hang out with. I mean, they were a big, brother figure to me. But I remember this incident, and I mean, him and his father are deceased and no longer. That house, that cigarette finally got them. My homeboy would fall asleep with cigarettes, and he's almost lit himself on fire a few times. And this one time, it got him, and his father and him didn't wake up. But before this incident, before that, I mean, I was sleeping over there, and yeah, I was there actually. Yeah, I was there when the whole thing actually happened, because one of the instances he actually, smoke got, smelling. I didn't wake up from it. Yeah, I believe I was there. I can't remember if I was there or not, if I just heard it. But I mean, I believe it, And I mean, I went into the room after, because I was there. Because I remember Bubba, one of my friends. I remember him coming out and saying he smelled something, and he was told by a lady to get out there and wake up her son. And he went out there, and he was, no, I wasn't there for that time. There was the other time here. There was my homeboy Bubba, when he was sleeping in his dad's room when he was out joyriding, because he was like 90. His dad was 90, still riding his Harley, still welding. He was a soft-spoken man. He was sweet, but he didn't like. He looked like, I mean, the softball man. Maybe he was a little bit pushover, but trust me, he was not a pushover. But I remember this incident, yeah. Because I remember going, all I can really remember, I can't remember exactly all went on. All I know is I remember hearing about this, homeboy Bubba, I think, saying something about something, it was in there. And then I went in there and I called it out. My dumbass. I went in there and I just called it out, not even thinking. And I just called it out. And I believe they also heard it as well, but I remember hearing, like, I'm like, show yourself, show yourself. And I swear to, on his name, I hear, like, and these were just fat. They were fat. They weren't skinny. They were fat nails. And all I hear is, like, and I'm just like, okay, I'm out, And I think this was the same thing that my other homeboy Scooby, he was in the bathroom, and I wasn't there for this time, but I remember he ran out, with his underwear his long johns were up, I think, and his pants were still down. But he's like, he gets up from the toilet, and he just sees this short little creature, whatnot, all black shadow with red eyes in the mirror, and he just bolts out of the house. I mean, I've had. So that's the thing is, I mean, until now. I mean, I've had a few. I mean, I believe it. Not real full blown, like, here's an angel, but definitely I felt like more of an angel presence around me. And maybe that's what they were in loose words. I mean, I remember having, like, when I was little, like, a lot, these shadow creatures would follow me, and they followed me up to, like, I mean, my 20s, almost 30s, but they weren't. I didn't feel threatened by them. I felt more at ease with them there. But they didn't look, nice. They didn't look nice. And I kind of think maybe my broken mind and all this witchcraft and lies and illusions that were in there maybe were clouding my vision to see them for what they were. And maybe they were angels watching over me. And my broken mind just couldn't see them as that. Because I mean, I didn't feel scared, but I haven't seen them in a while. I mean, that had seen him a long while, way before I gave myself back to Christ. But, you know, I mean, I mean, with this all being said, I want people to take from this to be cautious in the decisions that you make in life. Because there is a lot more going on, you know, than we see. And it's almost like that, what's that one? It's almost like that kind of actually, like, aspects of stuff. Like there's like, you know, like right now in my living room, there could be something going on right now, like two people fighting. But I just can't see it. That's how I see all the spiritual warfare. I think every now and then you get a curtain pulled back or something can get snagged, you know, and something gets ripped. And every now and then you get a little taste of it, a little smell of it, you hear something, you see something, you think you feel something. I think at those times you just feel the essence of the supernatural. But I want people to take heed in the decisions that you make in life. You know, and this goes on spiritual things, but when you're talking about even the physical aspects, the material realm, there is power and what's the word? Not essence, but potency and sin and everything. I mean, I think there's like maybe a flip side of the coin, but I think that was the only reason why there's a flip side of the coin in life is because of us. That's the free choice. Or the free will. That's the choice. Free will, the gift that God gave us. It's like flipping a coin, and you don't really know what it's going to get, and then you get it and you do it. So I mean, I want people to take these choices in life in the physical realm with greed, sloth, gluttony, lust, wrath, envy. What was the other one? Sloth, greed, gluttony, wrath, lust, envy. Oh, pride. How can I forget that one? Pride. And I think, when it comes to money, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with money. But it is very potent with, greed. And if you're not careful, pride before the fall, and it's no different than greed before the fall. And then honestly, it starts messing with your psyche. You start doing things you typically wouldn't have done, but you don't really think about it really so deeply. I mean, I've actually had an epiphany about the whole God damn it, and Jesus Christ, and I see them much differently now. Like, you don't think about it, God damn it, but it's more like God damn it. Like, you're pretty much cursing God, saying that He damned it. So I mean, I'm trying to really stop using those, but they've been ingrained in my head for a while. But it is important to me to not say them, and if I do, I slip. I apologize for it, because it's no different than disrespecting your father and mother, or disrespecting a friend. When you disrespect them, or if you do something that insults them, and you're saying that you care about them, you love them, and you don't want anything bad to happen, and you wouldn't like if somebody else did it, then why are you not apologizing right then and there? And if you say you love these people and you care about these people, why are you shooting the messenger? I think it goes a lot. I mean, I understand people, they have their limits. We're only human. But that limit that you have before you just throw in the towel, that limit should have already been drawn in the sand when you said, I love you. You are my brother. You are a good friend of mine. I love you. I'm here for you. That line should have been drawn right there. And therefore, that means nothing this person does would get you to turn your back on them. I think the only aspects and foundation that I can believe in turn your back on somebody is when you've tried to turn them away from it and they just don't want to listen. And then once the moment hits, they start lashing out on you because you're trying to correct their behavior that you don't agree with and that you think they're better than. That's when I think you need to cut ties. But I mean, like, be blunt. I mean, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, dude, I love you. And I meant it when I said I love you. And what you're doing right now is bullshit. If you can't stop it, I can't continue down this road with you. I can't. I just can't. I love you, but I can't do that. You're going down a road I can't follow. And that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart that you just, rather go down this path than listen to somebody you said that you loved, that you cared about. And that's why I definitely want to be more of a man of my word. Making my word actually be worth something at the bank. Brandon said this. Oh, really? Well, here you go then. It's just like nobody questions it. It's like, oh, really? Oh, you know him? Oh, really? Okay. How's he doing? Oh, yeah? All right. And, like maybe, like some aspects, okay, well, he knows this guy, so he can't be too bad. So let's ease up on him a little bit. Like somebody would actually like take my word, like, like, if you know edgy about somebody, it's like, oh, I don't really trust him. All right. But then you're like, okay, well, he knows Brandon. That's Brandon's little brother. Or that's Brandon's friend. He showed up with Brandon. Oh, really? He showed up with Brandon. Okay. All right. I'll back up. All right. Brandon's a good guy. He has good character. He knows how to read people. All right. Brandon shows up with him then. If Brandon's gonna be seen out in public with him, he can't be too bad. Like that kind of shit. That's the kind of brotherhood. I mean, honestly, community that I want to start building. Like I want sisters of Christ and brothers of Christ to be there for each other. Stop giving in to the world of man. Stop giving in to sin. Be there for each other. I mean, especially in this day and age with everything going on. Panic, fear, confusion. But I mean, a lot of it is just scare tactics. Like, no offense, but I mean, especially when it comes to ABT, like, I'm sorry, America's not going to starve. I know I'm starting to ramble now because I was going to name this about my life, but I guess, hey, we're in the present day now. But that's my little journey of how I got here. I love you, Trinity, Mom, Nana, and so many others that I hope are up there, but a few that I know that are not. There's one brother of mine that I really wanted to see, but I don't have judgment. Maybe he was saved, and I just don't know. But I don't think so. And it hurts. And I mean, the same thing I told my wife, like, if hell was like Dante's Inferno, then you know what? I probably would go to hell to, free you. But because hell is like Christ said it is, I'm not going to hell for anybody. All right. I love all of you. All right. To the moon and back. All right. And I would, die maybe, but trade places with you? No. Follow you? Reject Christ? No. I mean, the moment is like, if I even hear like, do you reject? I'm kneeling. I mean, I might, wait to make sure to see like, do you reject, do you reject, your Lord and Savior? It's like, no. And then I would kneel. Right. Without a second thought. And I mean, I feel a whole lot better. And maybe, you can chop it up to maybe some people can chop it up to a placebo effect. But I mean, like, after I, like, gave myself to Christ and, accepted him, I mean, my mind feels a lot, clearer, not cloudier, clearer. I swear, like, the devil is, like, literally trying to, like, trip my tongue up and shut my mouth up. Because, I mean, I could never fully agree, I mean, with the evil shit, but, I mean, the devil has a way of twisting evil shit to look good. But I mean, I never could fully give up Christ. But I wasn't following him 100%, so therefore I was damned 100% by my own actions. But, all this stuff in the world, I do think that, politics are playing cat and mouse with us. I mean, I definitely do align myself more with Republican values and views and morals, or at least from my understanding of the Republican Party and what they stand for. Now, what they are about in the shadows that we don't see, I don't know. Can you trust Trump? I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't know the man, so I can't say. But from what I do understand about tariffs and this and all that, I backed him up. I understand he's using them. I mean, it's just it's a leverage tactic to like try to bend people to submission so that they cave and so we can solve this problem. I mean, it's a standoff. I mean, that's all it is. A stare-off contest. So it's a standoff contest, and I think it's the same thing with that whole Democrat shit. Like, Republicans are not the ones closing that are shutting down the government. They're not the ones playing around with food stamps, right? Democrats have always been the problem. But see, it's like my biggest problem with this is that when it comes down to, I mean, a lot of shit, not just the Democratic Party, but the feminist ideology, abortions, LGBT, all of this shit. We know it's not good for society. And I'm honestly caught between catch-22 because my whole understanding of a president is to just go in there, put your foot down, say enough is enough. Here's a coup. We're taking over for a minute. We're gonna stop this. All right, but that kind of does align with a dictator, and in some aspects, when we're looking through scripture, it kind of looks like the Antichrist. And when you want to get down to religion aspects, this world is temporary. The world we need to focus on is heaven. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll just end it at, 3333 and see where this video goes. But here's me.